Suzy Prudden has written 12 books. More importantly, she's now an author, a publisher, doing these itty bitty books, which has taken the world by storm. Please give a rock star welcome to Suzy Prudden! There you are, my dear. Oh, look. Oh, I see what you're doing. I like it.
Well,
I'm going to go do this because it's good.
It is good.
You guys
so
having fun?
Craig mentioned yesterday you want to get your audience's attention, so please, if you could turn your chairs towards me, you won't hurt yourself. I'm serious. Don't look over the back of your chair and try and do what you're about to do, because you could strain a muscle. So, briefly, I'm an internationally acclaimed speaker and seminar leader, a New York Times best-selling author from before the internet. And I'm a fitness expert, a hypnotherapist, success accountability coach, and now a publisher. Some of my clients include Oprah, Louise Hay, Elton Brand, Cindy Crawford, and I'm a big deal. So I'm going to give you, that's too short. I'm supposed to have 15. Craig. That's too short. I'm supposed to have 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, so you got to add 5 minutes to that.
Okay.
In the meantime, just put some music on, please, maestro, and just do what I do. Lift, 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 change sides and lift. 2, 3, 4, right, left, lift twice, left twice. Now once, right arm, lift, 2, 3, and 4, louder, lift, 2, 3, and 4, right, twice. Could the music be louder, please? Lift, twice, now once, louder, please, once, and both hands. Now I can only do one, so you gotta do it. Now to the right, 2, 3, and 4, left, reach, 2, 3, and 4, now back and forth, good, and stand up. Sit down. Stand up. Sit down. Now, up and down and up and down and up and down and up. Stay there and wag your hips. That's it. Let's go. Circle, circle, circle. The other way. That's good. Now sit down and stand up. And sit down and stay there and bounce your feet. Excellent. Clap your hands. Excellent. Now, knees, hands, knees, hands, knees, hands, knees, hands, knees, hands, shoulder, head, knees, hands, shoulder, head. Stand up. Stay there. Music off. Sit down. You're good. So, I sold my first book at a cocktail party in East Hampton in 1972. And I was discussing my book because I was a fitness expert in New York City, had a fitness school. My specialty was toddlers. So I was telling people, this editor from William Morrow, about my book and what I wanted to do. And she said, I'd be very interested in seeing an outline. Do you have one? Guess what I said? Yes. She said, I'll pick it up Monday morning on my way back to the city. So I wrote it over the weekend. Gave it to her Monday morning. Now I have to back up a little bit. I'm the daughter of the nation's foremost fitness authority, Bonnie Prudden. And so when I ran away and got married, and then had to support my husband, I became an exercise person. And as Mrs. Sussman, it didn't cut it. So I changed my name to Prudden. Got my mother's permission, I became Suzy Prudden. So when Joni Evans bought my book at William Morrow, she was not buying a book. She was buying a name. Because Prudden was famous. And so I sold that book at a cocktail party in East Hampton to William Morrow, and she offered me a $3,000 advance. So I immediately called William Morris and said, I need an agent. I have a book. I need an agent. I got an agent. She negotiated $5,000 for me for the book. If you're gonna go to a New York house, you absolutely need an agent. Even if you sell it yourself first, you absolutely need an agent. So the only problem at that time was I couldn't write. But I was married to a man who could. So he and I wrote the book together, and it came out in 1972, and then I sold a book to Grosset and Dunlap, and then a book to Simon & Schuster, and then a book to Harcourt Grace. And we were supposed to go on tours, but my husband didn't fly. So I never got on tour, so the books never, and it's very important when you're working with a publisher, you have to listen to them. When they say, this is a good idea for your book, they know what they're talking about. So in I can't remember which year, in the 70s, we went to Workman Publishing and we sold them a book, Spot Reducing, and when they told me they were sending me on a 22-city tour, I said to my husband, I'm going. You can come with me or not, but I'm going. So we went. And that's the book that became the bestseller, and I was called in Detroit. I'm on tour, and that's when I was called with, you've made it. That's a big deal. And because people had to actually go into the bookstores. So I wrote 4 books for Workman, and then I wrote the book with Hay House, Meta Fitness, which is what got me on the Oprah show. And then I wrote another book, when was that? 92 with Harper San Francisco, and then I kind of dropped out for a while. And then I started publishing my own books, and now my sister and I have S&P Productions, and right now we're focused on Itty Bitty Publishing, which are small books for experts. How many of you realize that people don't like to read? And if you're going to read, you want it in sound bites. You don't want a story. Well, some people want stories, but they want to hear stories, they want to read stories, unless they read novels. How many of you read novels? I'm a novel reader. I love 1,000-page books, but I don't like to read more than 3 sentences when I'm learning something, because I want to learn it fast, which is why we have Itty Bitty books. And in the Itty Bitty book is a 15 chapters of bullet points, so that people get the information. I believe that your book is a cornerstone for your business. I don't believe in giving them away unless you're going to give it to somebody who's going to give you a job. This gentleman here, Anthony Camacho, has made over $150,000 in contracts because of this Itty Bitty book in the last 6 months. And now he's going to Dubai. What he does is he works within the automotive industry. And so he'll give this to a manager. The manager will bring him in to do a training and then give him an $18,000, $20,000, $40,000 contract to work with his company. So that's one reason why you write a book. This gentleman here is the head of safety. He's a masterminder, Stephen Carpenter. He's head of safety for construction in the largest building being built in America today. And the building's over a mile long. It is his responsibility that every single person that walks onto that site in the morning walks off at night. That's his job. A friend of his translated it into Chinese. It was sent to China. He's been invited to China to change the safety regulations in the construction industry in China and reduce pollution in China. It's an itty bitty book. So I'm very serious about my company. This woman didn't have a business when she spoke to me, and now she has a cannabis coaching academy. She certifies cannabis coaches. I mentioned the other day that I am now a cannabis coach. So she has Mary Jane parties teaching people about cannabis and its healing properties. When she told me what she did, I said, how would you like to write your amazing itty bitty marijuana book, 15 ways to teach people how to use cannabis for healing? I said, your second book is going to be how to tell parents how to talk to your kids about cannabis. Your third book is going to be how do you use edibles correctly. Because I don't know if any of you have ever experienced edibles, but some of you may have experienced them in a very good way, and some of you may have thought that they were just like every other cookie. 4 days later, you're still stoned. So you have to be careful. This woman who is a mastermind, now she has this is an Amazon bestseller. We do best-selling campaigns. And this book is very much like the book Everything Men Know About Women. This is a cruise diary. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's all blank pages. So the author of this book is going to make $5.50 every time she sells this book, and it's empty because it's a diary that the person who buys fills out. She also wrote a cruise book on 15 ways to enjoy your cruise. So books are wonderful. They're fun. They're easy. Do you know how to sit down and write a book? You sit down and write a book. It's that simple. How do you think I wrote all those books? I sat down and wrote them. I would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I would write until my brain's emptied. And then I would sit there. And it depends on your lifestyle, but I have taken a year to write a book when I was running my companies, or a month to write a book when I took that month off. So you can figure it out. Do you know how to start? Start. That's it. You say, okay, it doesn't even matter what you write in the beginning, just get in the habit of writing. Books are wonderful. Books are exciting. When my authors call me, my books came, my books came. They're here, they're here. They're so excited. And then they create book signings in various places. It's so exciting. And immediately, as soon as you say, I have a book, you do? Yeah. All of a sudden, your expertise is elevated. So you really have to, regardless of what your topic is, just write a book. Figure it out, talk to me. Please come over and talk to me and I'll tell you how you can become involved with Itty Bitty. And I do have an announcement. When my sister and I first created S&P Productions, it was an accident. We had a book called, by the way, my name has been on everything that I've done since the 60s, because I'm a big deal. And, you know, I've had my own TV show on NBC. I have 14 books, and I've done some other TV shows. So Suzy Prudden's Itty Bitty Weight Loss. My sister and I did this in 2006 after a James Malinchek's workshop. Ugly cover, ugly book, didn't sell. So I asked my sister, who you all know, some of you know, who is the smut writer, and she learned how to publish. She learned how to do the back end. I don't have it here. Oh, well, I'll just wing it. She learned how to do the back end of publishing, and I know how to sell, so we're a perfect combination. I asked her to change the cover, so she took my name off. And she said, how do you like your amazing itty bitty weight loss book? And after I picked my ego up off the floor, I said, you know, that's $1 million business. Because now we don't have to write all the books. So that's how Itty Bitty Books was formed. All we did was take my name off. And that's how we created this company. And we have over 100 authors now. We're just over a year old, and we're having a blast. So when I came here with the Itty Bitty Book program, people would say, well, aren't you competing with Karen? I said, no. I mean, our books can be the outline for Karen's books. And I'm sure Karen got the same question, aren't you competing with Suzy? No. So last Mastermind, Karen and I got together for lunch. And we said, well, why don't we collaborate? why don't we create a hybrid publishing company using your expertise and our expertise, and we'll come together. And we created Prudden, Meyer, Strauss Publishing, Empowerment for Women, PMS Publishing, Empowerment for Women. So you can come to me for an itty bitty book, you can go to Karen for a Duswalt book, and you can come to us for PMS. So if you're, and you don't have to be a woman to write an empowerment book for us, but we just thought, why not get together? So my point is, in that statement is, there is no competition. We're all in this together. So write your book and bring it to one of us, and we'll publish it for you. Thank you very much.